over there?
I think so. I think we're back put together.
Didn't get hurt, did you?
No. Wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, well.
Something like that.
That's the way that stuff happens. So we wanted to talk about your little question there.
Okay, let me pose the question to you again, okay?
Okay, pose it to me.
Because I think we caught Mark Allman a little bit by surprise.
Oh, it's a good question. That's what it means. It's a good question.
Well, I thought it was good. I'd been thinking about this for a while. Who would you rather be? Would you rather be Richard Petty, who won 201 races as a driver? Mm-hmm. Of course, his family owned the team. It was his team technically, but mostly his dad's team, I think, while he drove. 7 championships. I don't know, 7 Daytona 500s. Tremendous success on the racetrack as a driver.
Amazing success.
And since then, since, what is it, 1975, I think was the end of it?
Yeah, not so much.
Not so much. I believe there's 2 wins. John Andretti won one, and I want to say I'm not. There's another win in there somewhere. Maybe 1 or 2 wins since. Lots of frustration. Would you rather be Richard Petty? Would you rather be Richard Childress? Richard Childress had very little success as a driver. A lot of people don't even know that he was a driver.
Yeah, exactly.
But he did drive, and he made a living at it and developed his race team from there. And since he's been an owner, he has 7 championships as an owner with Dale Earnhardt Sr. Mm-hmm. He's still in contention for more championships, has one of the 4 or 5 elite teams in the Cup Series. Would you rather be Richard Petty or Richard Childress?
I think that is the toughest one of these that you have ever come up with.
Okay.
Kudos to you.
You still got an answer.
I know, I still have the answer. Well, when you said it, I guess I kind of leaned a little towards the Richard Childress thing, just from the standpoint that I think that he was no schlub.
No,
as a driver.
Cup Series,
I mean,
right?
he wasn't bad. He wasn't great. He wasn't. I don't even know if you'd even call him good, but he was adequate. But he knew enough that he wasn't. That wasn't his future as a driver. I think when he met Dale Earnhardt, it was like I'm going to have better success as a car owner, and I guess if I had to look at it as a whole deal, I guess I'd rather be somebody who was okay, not so bad, pretty good as a driver and great as an owner than someone who is great as a driver and not really as an owner. Because you look at when you look at someone's legacy, I think you tend to look at more towards the end than maybe what they did at the beginning.
See, I'd rather be the king. I want to be the guy who, for an entire sport, one of the top 3 or 4 sports in North America, I want to be known as the king.
The king.
There's only
you just
one.
Want the name.
There's only one king, and he's not the king because he was an owner. All right, He's the king because he won 200. I believe it's 201 Cup Series races. 7-time champion. One of only 2 guys that have done that. Created the first icon of a car and a number with that petty blue. I mean, he's got a color named after him, for Christ's sake. Petty blue car.
But
with
there's a stylized 3.
Yeah, there is.
There's a stylized 3.
But he was second. Okay. There was a 43 before there was a 3, if you know what I'm saying here, okay?
Okay.
I mean, they both have. Those are the 2 most iconic numbers left in the sport. Most of those iconic numbers have kind of gone away. Their cachet has been diminished.
Okay.
The 6th and the 28 and a lot of those other cars that had that number, the 21. They've kind of gone away. But the 3 and the 43 are still it, and the 43 was first. And when you see the 43 on a racetrack, who do you think of?
John Andretti.
You don't think of Petty Enterprises. You think of Richard
Petty.
So I'd rather be the king. But
okay,
if I had to take Richard Childress, I'd be Richard Childress. That'd be okay.
All right.
I mean, they've both had. You could argue they've had over their careers have had the most influence over the sport during their time almost.
Let me ask you the same question in a different way.
All right.
Let's see if you agree or disagree.
Right.
Walking through the pit area now, 2012, you see Richard Childress walking towards you. You see Richard Petty walking towards you. Which one has the most stuff?
For me?
Yeah.
It's still the king, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he comes through there with that hat on, that goofy hat, nobody else could wear that hat except the king.
Yeah.
And
the sunglasses.
And Richard Childress is a cool man, and from the little bit that I've been around him and heard him in some of these press conferences and stuff. He's a man's man. He's a guy that I would like to hang around with, like to know. I can just tell you that without knowing him any more than superficially.
Okay.
But he's not the king,
Yeah, it's pretty cool when you think of some of these people, and I think Richard Childress. You could go on with these all day long.
Yeah.
If
That's
compare
the idea. Make sure if you're watching this on video, or if you're hearing us on Ustream, or you read this on the blog, leave us a comment. Tell us who you think.
Who you would rather be.
Who'd you like to be, and why?
Yeah. Which one has more?
There's no wrong answer here.
Which one has more gumdrops for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Well.
So anyway, that's good. So leave us a comment, or give us an email, or send us a tweet at On Pit Row or at Bench Racing, or go to the Facebook page for On Pit Row and leave a comment. We'd love to hear what you have to say about it.
How well do you think that this is off the topic, so you can show Beth that? But how well